What kind of hotel puts you in a jail cell and somehow makes you love it? NoMad London might be the hardest hotel I've ever had to unravel. 150 years of furniture, killer food, one of London's best bars, and a design I'm still trying to wrap my head around. This building has seen a few things, including the trial of Oscar Wilde. Consider this his appeal. From the outside, this building still looks like 1879. I'm sure it's been cleaned up, but they haven't touched the exterior. And right before you walk in, these classic phone boxes, the hotel's subtle nod to Oscar Wilde, I think. It's a bright, sunny day, but as soon as I walk in, the light drops. A lot. But I think that's intentional. It feels like the entry is trying to convey a subtle message, and the lobby? Love at first sight. Even the check-in desk has been thought through. No computer screens, no paperwork, just well-dressed staff and a beautifully lit space. I'm already slightly suspicious of how good this is. This building used to be the Bow Street Magistrates Court and Police Station. For over a century, one of Britain's most notorious legal addresses. Vivienne Westwood spent a night in these cells. It closed in 2006 and sat empty for years until someone looked at it and thought, hotel. This museum that's in the same building as the hotel tells the whole story. The Roman and Williams Guild did something here that most designers wouldn't dare attempt. They looked at 150 years of taste, furniture from the 1870s, sitting next to pieces from the 1970s, and asked, what if we just let it all live together? Their own description is pretty beautiful. Like an amazing family that has survived and remained connected for over 150 years. Walking through this hotel, that's what it feels like. Less like a hotel, more like somewhere someone very interesting has lived for a long time. There's something that almost feels reckless about this approach. Victorian, Art Deco, and 70s modernism all together? What? But somehow it doesn't argue. It feels cohesive. I keep stopping and asking, how is this working? I still don't have an answer. Off the lobby, there are 3 interconnecting rooms that feel like they were designed to relax and entertain you at the same time. The shelves are curated like a decorator's life's work. The lighting, low, warm, and deliberate, makes the whole thing feel intimate rather than dark. This lounge/hangout area is my second favorite space in the hotel. The hotel was full during my stay, so no upgrade this time, but I did get a bunch of other perks. I'm in an entry-level classic room. It's compact for sure, but well-designed and warm. The designers took inspiration from luxury train carriages like the Orient Express, and you can feel that vibe. Every piece is high quality, layered, and a little theatrical. The old rotary phone, the hardware, the light switches, every single detail feels deliberate. There's a nice minibar set up, as well as a nice designed bathroom. I'll take small and well-designed over big and blah every time. This used to be the police station's courtyard, but instead of erasing that history, they put a glass roof over it, hung plants from the balconies, and filled the space with light. The wood oven isn't just for show. It puts out some really nice food, but I'm too distracted to think about food right now because I'm too busy taking in what's above me and what's around me. I've been through a lot of London hotels by now, and this might be my favorite space in London so far. If you love great design and authentic experiences, the Swank Guide was built for you. We research, curate the hotels, find that hidden art gallery, book you with perks, and save you hours of planning. It's the travel service I always wished existed. Okay, I need to revise my rankings. I told you the library was my second favorite space in this hotel. I think this just jumped it. Everything in here is done almost perfectly. It's intimate but not cramped. The bar is long and generous. The art and the lighting are exactly right. And it has this feeling I can only describe as what a great London hotel bar should feel like. Not a pub, not trying to be a pub, but still 100% London. The bar staff knows their cocktails, knows their wine list, and seem to enjoy being here. When that happens, when a hotel bar stops being a service and becomes a destination, something has gone very right. I got so excited about the design, I forgot to tell you that the hotel's just a block from Covent Garden, directly opposite the Royal Opera House. Soho is 5 minutes on foot. The whole West End is practically at your door. One of London's best located hotels, in my opinion. You've probably figured out by now that I love this place. I have a feeling Oscar Wilde would have approved. Next, I'm headed to the Londoner. Can a 350-room hotel in the middle of the theater district really feel boutique? The Londoner calls itself the world's first super boutique hotel. I'm checking in to find out if that's true or just good marketing. The pillows are excellent. I got a 9.5. Good night.